Hey, Dance Fam. So I have this reminder that pops up on my phone about twice a year. It always kind of coincides with our show time, and I reflect on it every time I see it. It's a really good reminder for me. I'm going to share it with you because I think it might be a very good reminder for you too. But as a person who has kind of a public facing job, I have to control. How much value I place on what other people think of me. Because here's the deal, I have a job where people write reviews of my business and their experience, and they very often will even call me out by name. So Dina and her staff, when I went, I was greeted by Dina who, blah, 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 blah. And if you've ever experienced that moment where you're like overhearing someone talking about you, you're not sure if what they're about to say is good or bad, if you're even supposed to be hearing it, like that feeling. That's sort of the feeling you get when someone's writing a review about you. And I need reviews. They're important to my business. But even still, every time they come in and I get that notification, I have this like nervous energy about it. What are they going to say? What do they think? Are we being seen the way we want to be seen? Is our message being heard? Am I doing a good job? Do people like me? Right? These are questions that pass through every human being's brain, even if you're an adult like me, even if you feel like you've done the work to be confident and know how to accept praise and criticism gracefully. Even then, it's still very hard to listen to and hard to hear. And another way I have a very public facing or people-y job is that every few months or so, I step out on a stage, like all of our performers, and put myself out there. And, as dancers, you know that when you step out on stage and put your work out there, you are hoping for the best and really wanting to be well received, but you don't know how it's going to go. Things outside of your control can happen, or things within your control can happen, and still it might not be well received by everybody. And that's scary and hard. And being vulnerable by putting yourself out there is a very noble thing to do, but it's scary every time, and we always want it to go well, right? So every 6 months or so, this reminder comes up on my phone, and it's very useful to me in my life, and I hope that it's useful in yours. Even though we don't have the same job, or we're not the same age, or different life circumstances, I still think that this could be useful. So here you go. This is what I read every 6 months or so. Here is one of the hardest things for us studio owners to do, but when you can master it, it is a game changer. It is important to remember the different ways people view you. Sometimes I think about the different characters I play in everybody's story. I'm a terrible person in some people's narratives, but I am an answer to a prayer in others. And none of it has anything to do with the person I truly am. The lens that other people view me through is colored by their upbringing, beliefs, and individual experiences. I call this the invisible backpack. Done talks about this before. But everything that people carry around with them, that's what they take with them and how they process the world, So you have to take that into consideration. Anyways, some people think I'm weak and emotional for crying on stage, but other people feel safe to be themselves around me because of that. Some people think I'm rude and selfish, and other people respect the way I stand up for myself. Some people admire the way I take pride in the way I look, and other people will see me as shallow. And none of it has to do with who I truly am as a person. What I have to understand is that I have no authority over how people view me. So I can never try to control the way they see me, because the only thing that truly matters when the dust settles down at the end of the day is what I genuinely see in myself. So whether or not you have a people-y job, hopefully that's a great reminder for you to remember that anytime you are vulnerable and putting yourself out there, there's going to be opinions. You cannot control the opinions, but you can do the very best that you can. And know at the end of the day that you sleep well at night because you have truly given your all.